How's it going, YouTube? It's your boy Ron, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pikmin. In the last episode, we had gone back to the distant spring and done one of the most successful things we could have done, and that is gathered 9 out of the 10 ship parts. We didn't have enough time to gather the last one, so in today's episode, admittedly, it will be pretty short as there is only one to obtain, and it's honestly not the most difficult. We really only need blue Pikmin for this job, and after that, there really isn't much we can do here, other than just really growing our Pikmin population. Since that's really not necessary for our next, and of course, just to go ahead and get it done to the chase, our final episode, there's really not much we can do in terms of progressing any further into Pikmin. So we are on day 13, we still have 17 days left, but we obviously are not going to be needing that much left. So what I'm going to do actually is bring more than 50. I'll bring 75. I definitely don't need that many, but I'm just gonna go ahead. And in the meantime, since I have so much time, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get some flower Pikmin, because I have like a couple. That's not okay. That's not acceptable. Alright, let them grab some more. Oh, that's it. Okay. Let's go ahead and venture on, just so you can see our last part is at that very end of the map, and other than that, that's it. I mean, we did everything yesterday. We did a good job of cleaning out almost everything. That was perfect. We only spent, actually, by the time we get to the final area, we would have spent just only half of our time needed to get out of here. Stupid Wallywogs. I'm probably gonna have to get rid of them so that way, when they bring back the treasure, I don't have to worry about them. But I do have to clear out a lot of enemies, so I may be losing some blues today. Definitely the water doubles. I want to make sure that puppy blowhog isn't in the way. Oh, it's on me. Yeah, I lost 2. Alright. I'm gonna clear these guys just because I might need to. I didn't lose any though. Perfect. Still lost 2, but that's okay. Let's get rid of this guy since he is the one that's carrying the treasure. No, get over here. Stop going away. Come on. Alright, there we go. Charge. Throw. There we go. That should be it. And we have recovered the last part. I found my Interstellar Radio. Not only does it emit a constant SOS signal, it also broadcasts voices from space that will brighten up my moments of boredom. The dolphin, while comfortable, becomes quite a lonely place in the depths of the night. So this is basically his TV. Not really much you can watch on it, seeing as how his head is as big as the screen. But hey, Captain Olimar for you. Let's let them bring it. Probably gonna have to take out some of the water, the Wallywogs. But let me go ahead and introduce this thing right here, since I just saw it and never really brought it up. Right over here is actually an enemy which is considered the boss of this area, but it's hidden in the egg. It is called the Smokey Frog. It resembles very similarly to the Wallywogs. Oh shoot! I didn't know it does that. Oh yo. Okay. I didn't know it does that. Oh yo. Okay. As we see right there, the Smokey Frog, like I said, resembles the Wallywog family, and it is actually one of the first enemies in the game to use a poison type as its pretty much body. It just, as we see, it's not nocturnal, so it roams around the day, and it pretty much just does whatever it can in terms of consuming Pikmin. It doesn't eat them or anything, but its body, since it's poisonous, it can just knock out Pikmin instantly. So that's why you gotta be very careful. And it does hover around base, which I did not know that. Yeah, this enemy is very dangerous since white Pikmin weren't a thing yet. It can just easily knock out Pikmin. I didn't know it just woke up on its own if you stood there on the screen. I didn't know that. As much as I've known about this game for the longest, I did not know that was a thing. So it shows what I know. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and knock it out. I'm going to probably lose a good amount of Pikmin along the way. But at least the reward for knocking such creature is that you get 100 Pikmin out of it. So, you know, why not? Let's have an unnecessary amount of blue Pikmin. throw at it. But you gotta be careful because you can't lose Pikmin this way. Yeah, like that. Is it floating in the air? It's like floating in the air. Yeah, see? It's instant kill if it gets stuck in the smoke. And that's what you gotta be very careful about. Like I lost three Pikmin just because of the smoke that it was in. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at that. Just because I lost it in the smoke. Ooh, that's not good. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yo. Okay, let's not throw it at the smoke so that way I don't lose any for no reason. Oof. Dang, I lost about 20 Pikmin because of this guy. Well, we can at least dedicate this day to doing... Wait, I have 53 out of 51 Pikmin. You see this? This game is so weird. Yeah, oh, okay. I just threw it onto its poisonous body. I'm gonna lose a lot more. I'm gonna be losing a lot right here. Risking it, risking it, risking it, risking it, risking it. I'm risking it, I'm risking it, I'm risking it. Oh, yo. Alright, it's gone. And then in its remains, we are left with this ball. So oddly enough, we have 50 Pikmin with us, and there's 40. This is why this game is a little weird. It's not optimized that well. All right, there we go. Now we fixed it. All right, so now that that's the case, okay, we technically did fix it. Just to prevent me having to pluck up so many Pikmin for no reason, I'm just gonna bring out the rest of them. Alright. And then I'm gonna let the blue Pikmin carry this, because I lost about 20 blue Pikmin through all of that encounter. I did lose a number I didn't want to lose today, but you know, we battled a boss of this area, so you know, let's do it in good spirit and just do that. And as we'll see, our total Pikmin counter will go up by 100. We have 312, but now we have... Okay, Omar, we get it. Yeah, we get it. Yo, we have 100 blue Pikmin more now. We made probably about 75-ish, yeah. So that was great. Don't really need this many. Just gonna put it back. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the last part here. Because we will be ending it in spirit now, because all that'll be left is to, of course, go to the final area. I'm gonna go ahead and let them do their thing. We spent about half the day, and half of that was for that mini boss fight. As fun as it was, and not necessary. All in good spirit. And now we retrieve the last part, which will go suitably on the top of the ship. So my Interstellar Radio. This part will send out a daily SOS signal. I have so little time remaining. You have like more than 15 days, my guy. Let's chill. Though that I have no option but to continue my search rather than waiting for a rescue party. Having to collect every part is a bit overwhelming, but I need to get the impression that all my parts are needed to fly the ship. Nonetheless, we did it, guys. I have recovered 29 out of 30 parts, increasing my dolphin's capabilities. My search can now cover a wider area, and we get to see this cinematic for the last time. Look at that. His dolphin is perfect now. It's basically all the holes, all the gaps, all the weird electric stuff was all patched up now. His ship is proper. We have still one more part to collect. That won't be today's episode. That'll be the final episode tomorrow. And once we get that, Captain Olimar can go back home. He technically can go back home now. Since I have time to explain, since, as Olimar has hinted a couple times, and so have I, you don't need all 30 parts to complete the game. You just need 25 out of the 30. And although the game doesn't explicitly say which ones you need, okay. No, I'm not going to lose Pikmin because of that reason. Let's just do it over here. Before that, Yellow Wollywog decided to interrupt me. Like I said, you don't need all 30. 25 of them are required to, of course, complete the game, but not 100%. Although the game doesn't explicitly tell you which 5 are required, I believe now, since now the game has been well into a decade in its release, you can easily find out which 5 parts you don't need. It doesn't tell you which ones aren't needed as you collect them or pick them up. Olimar does hint at like 1 or 2 saying that even though this part is nice, it's not required or anything like that. As long as you do have the 25, then you are okay to complete the game as the okay option. We are, of course, aiming for the final part since we have all 30 of them, and that'll be, of course, the perfect ending, meaning you've gathered every single part you can collect. And yeah, we spent nearly 4 days here. None of the enemies are still back here, so that's a good thing. Might as well. But, I mean, just to wrap things up, yeah, our journey is nearly done. We are almost complete. There really isn't much I can do. I grew 100 blue Pikmin. In terms of numbers, I have more reds and blues than I can handle with. I mean, I have yellows that I can grow, but I don't really need. Alright, guys, we don't need to worry about that now. We are basically done. I could end the day now. It would be one of our shortest videos. Actually, it would be one of our shortest videos because the day 1, which is normally the tutorial day, lasts about this long. Because there really isn't much I can do now other than just grow more Pikmin, but there really isn't a need for me to do that since I don't need more Pikmin. I kind of have the number that I need. No, Yellow, if you come with me, you are definitely going to faint. Do not even come with me. I guess I can gather some of the enemies there, but then after that, that's really it. I will be honest, Pikmin need to stop falling. It won't be the most eventful day, I will be honest, just because, like I said in the previous episode, we just had to collect 1 part, and it wasn't exactly like a boss-covered part. We did fight a mini-boss, or the boss, so I mean, there was that, but other than that, there really wasn't much we had to do here. Okay, no. I know what I did wrong. No, please, no. Of course. Why would you guys go this way? You guys are triggering me. I lost 2 for no reason. That was so upsetting to see. Whatever, it happens. I'm just gonna collect these water dumples right here. I think I should have enough. I think I only need like 5 on each of them anyways. I think there's a Wollywog over there, is there? No, there isn't. Okay, should just bring it over. I think that Wollywog should ignore it though. I don't think you should have to worry about these guys. Okay. I am a little upset that it had to take the long way to do all that, but I guess it doesn't really matter as long as they get it over there. That's the goal. Just want to make sure I didn't leave any behind over there. Alright, good. Yeah, they're just struggling to get it up that hill. Since I really don't need to grow any more reds. Actually, any. Don't need to grow any at all. Well, we're gonna have to let them 2 grow, but that's okay. Just let them... Yeah, Oh, running out of time. Well, we already did everything we could, so they're not really running out of time. It's just more like, what Pikmin can I grow next? There we go. And we're increasing our numbers for one last time. Looks like we'll have a total of 440 Pikmin. I think that'll be the max because, of course, on our last day, we're not going to be able to grow any, really. Well, we can, but we're not. That's not the goal, obviously. And we're probably going to be losing some along the way. So, guys, that is really concluding the whole main game. We just have one day left out of the 17 that we have left to really accomplish everything. But like I said, we just have one episode left. That's really all that's time for it. It'll be the final part, which is going to be the final boss fight. And that'll conclude Pikmin. Captain Olimar will be getting home pretty quick and safe after all. It really isn't. I'm just gonna let the timer run down because that's honestly it. We did it. We really did everything we could. And that, of course, will conclude the distant spring as well. We spent about 4 days here, which honestly is a good amount of time for me. And the ship just looks so much more complete and repaired. And the Shearwigs will, for the last time, suffer as they have no food. So 13 days since impact, at last. But a single part remains. Since I've recovered 29 of the missing parts, the Dolphin's power is near capacity. In the forest depths below, I see a region where the final part must lie. Clearly, this is my final trial. My life support system fails in 17 days. Courage. And thus the appropriate name, since he is able to increase the capabilities of the ship for one last time. The final area he is able to see is, of course, named the Final Trial. That is his last opportunity to get his part, and once he does, he is successfully able to go home with everything that he came, unfortunately, crashing down with on the first day. We have 17 days to to get one part. I don't think I have to worry about that. There's no way. So, of course, just to sum it up, we are nearly at the end. We gained 130 Pikmin, and of course 100 of them was from the Smokey Frog, one of the bosses here. And as you can see, the chart of the blues, we did lose 30 of them, and those really all the 30 came from the blues. We lost a good amount of blue Pikmin that day, but we got a lot of them back because of the Smokey Frog. It's because of the 130 we sprouted. So in total, we lost 86. I'm not gonna lie, we may be losing a bit more on the final day just because the final boss is a little bit tricky. But I'll explain a lot more of that when we get to our final episode. And in terms of final numbers, 193 reds, 77 yellows, 170 blues. We have a lot of Pikmin. We definitely don't need that many to complete this game. But we are almost nearly there. We are near the finish line. And as Captain Olimar saw in the distance, he has located the final trial. And as we can see the cinematic of the meteorite shower, that is a nice touch to the final location. So just to add some detail before we end off today's video, the final trial is, of course, our last location for Pikmin. This is where our last part is, thus being named Final Trial, of course. And this is where we're going to be experiencing our one and only major boss fight of the game. But of course, I'll elaborate a lot more on that in the last episode. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. It wasn't the most thrilling. It was pretty much like our second visit to the impact site. Just had to grab one treasure. Not much to do afterwards. But we did encounter the Smokey Frog in a pretty silly battle. But in the last episode, next episode, we are going to be tackling on the final trial. We're only going to be needing one visit because as we see, there's just the one part. And once we clear that, we are complete with Pikmin. Would have only taken us 14 days, which of course, if you see out there, isn't the shortest amount of time to complete this game. People can do it in just half that. But of course, the whole point wasn't to do a speed run. That's just not my forte. It was just to do it in a fashion. And I'll explain a little bit more on that on the next and final episode. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you all again for one last episode at the final trial to get our last part so we can go home safe and sound and wrap things up. So I will see you guys then. Take care.